gihapon, 5:30 gihapon, no? 5:30 to 9 o'clock. So 5:30 to 8 siguro will be our oral, no? Oral defense for the action plan, and then 8 to 9 will be our short culminating program. Di ba? So, Gracia, you try to give me the what's this? The program, the flow of the program, ha, sa culminating program.
Sige po, ma'am.
So magplano mo karon right after our class, right after the report, magplano mo karon, ha. I will be out in the GC. Kabalo naman siguro mo sa flow sa program, no?
Honestly, ma'am, ako wala po. Kay Telbo, kay Eskwela balik. Nangutana pa ako sa classmates.
Okay,
ma'am.
Burn. So, Burn. You can forward na lang siguro sa among GC. Are you member maka sa among GC, no? O sige, forward na lang sa ako, Vern, ang part sa program, sa culminating program. The one that you sent me para maura man to ang flow, ilan na lang i-enhance, ha? Vern? Culmination program, ha? I-change na lang to nila, ha? O sige. Kung naghihapon na itong culmination program, what's this? Kanang, kuan lang siguro gihapon kanang virtual, no? Virtual. We cannot have it. Dapat sa Friday, oral man tanata, mag face to face man tanata, di ba? Pero di na kay na ako'y seminar for 2 days, no? So, ano lang, no? So, Vern, paki-forward Ben ay para ma-prepare ni Grace o ni Ma'am Roxanne. No, Ma'am Roxanne ba ito atong secretary?
Yes, Doc. Si Ma'am Roxanne po.
Okay, so sige. Tapos, submit that to me, Grace, before sa Friday, no? Mga Thursday. Dali raman ang parts, gamay raman sa mo. So, mga 30 minutos, humanta. No? Humanta, culminating.
Gusto ko mo kanta, ma'am.
Ako na makanta sa inyo. Yeah. Okay, ha? Ito naman ito ang part sa program, Lord. Imo na lang itong i-change, ha? Imo na lang itong i-change.
Sige, ma'am.
Okay. So, are we all clear with the activities that we have? Haven't take it by ano. Sige na, okay na. So, present naman siguro tatanan. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Napay absent? Wala kasulod? Wala kasulod. So, after our discussion this time, you can meet with yourselves na about what you will do, no? Pwede ka siguro, Vern, ikuha na lang ni mo, Vern, isubmit na lang ni mo sa akong messenger, Vern, ha? O sa, Vern, ang program, Vern, no? Para maplanuhan nila karon, ha? Vern, but asa to akong program, patakataka pa po, pidlot. Vern, you can that one. Okay, so, para pagkahuman na itong discussion karon, pagkahuman sa report ni Ma'am Munyon, you will have your meeting. So, ipasend lang po na ako sa atong JC ang flow sa program. Okay? So, I think everybody is ready now to have our class. And let's welcome Ma'am Munyon to discuss with us another theory of Erik Erikson and classical conditioning. Take it away, Ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Doc. Mag-opening prayer pa ko, Doc.
Of course.
Okay, so let us bow down our head and feel the presence of our God in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for today, for the opportunity to gather together in your presence. We ask your blessing on each person, that you will guide our minds and heart as we learn. Help us to seek your truth, to grow in your knowledge and wisdom, and to put into practice the things that we learn. Thank you for your grace and mercy, for your loving kindness. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Makita na ba? Ay,
Not yet,
hala,
ma'am. Not
wait.
yet.
Wait lang. Present na po. Oops. Window. Hala, wait lang po.
28 matutong
Entire
kapag Biyernes. Biyernes.
share.
Biyernes di ay. 21. Ay.
Makita na po.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Before we start to our lesson for this afternoon, I want you to describe what you have seen and observe in the picture.
Ma'am,
Just to describe. Okay.
Door.
uh, as I observe about the picture, it's all about the human development from infant to old.
Human development. Okay. Thank
Ma'am
you.
Presbytero is also asking out. Ma'am Presbytero, you want to answer?
Yes, Doc, it's stages of the person's life from
Okay, that stages of
teenage
life.
to the teen age, adult age, and the old age.
Okay. So, anyone napay mo answer or share their thoughts and ideas?
It is the
Valio is raising her hand.
yes, it is the evolvement of a person from infancy to adulthood.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. So, okay, so your answers are correct. So, this picture shows how Eric Erikson described his study, which is identity crisis and psychosocial development. So, this time let's tackle about the life of Eric Erikson before we will proceed to his psychosocial development and the identity crisis. Okay. So Eric Erikson is the best known for
Okay,
his
ma'am. Okay, ma'am. We
famous.
will not take up who is Eric Erikson. Let's move on to the study that
Okay,
is related here. No, let us not take up
okay,
Eric Erikson because you have this in your MAID 102 eh. Sige.
okay, ma'am. So let us define what do we mean by identity crisis, which is described by Eric Erikson. So it is defined as a period of uncertainty or confusion in a person's life. This crisis occurs when a person's sense of identity becomes insecure and unstable. And identity crisis usually occurs when there is a change in a person's life. So every time that we encounter a change in our life, we are facing an identity crisis in ourselves. Like for example, if we are newly hired in our school, so we try to adopt or we try to observe if how we could trust persons or colleagues in our group. So identity crisis could happen in every stage of our life. So it it does not happen only in adolescent stage, but also during adulthood or during young adulthood. Okay. Another one is
Can you give me an example? Your example is, what is your example?
my example, ma'am, is when you are newly hired in your school and then you try to observe in your environment if how will you handle the attitudes of your colleagues, or how will you adjust with them in that certain period. And then if you are if you feel comfortable already, maybe after a year or after 3 months, then you try to find yourself that you can trust them.
Okay. It is in uncertainty, no? Uh,
Yes, Doc.
we can experience uncertainties, di ba? Dili ta sigurado, no? Life is uncertain. Life is uncertain, but death is certain. Correct? Ang
Yes,
kinabuhi,
Doc.
dili sigurado. Pero ang kamatayon, sureness. Would you
Yes.
agree with
Yes,
me?
Doc.
Yes,
Yeah.
Doc.
Yes, Doc.
Life is
Doc.
uncertain, but death is certain. So in these uncertainties, we need to cope up this one, or else it can do something, it can result to something, confusion, mental disorder, or what we call not only identity, but in ourselves. Okay. It happened when we are insecure and unstable, physically and emotionally and psychologically. Right? Okay. For
Yes, Doc.
example, in physical, no? Maayo ka, kumpleto ka, but you meet an accident, simbako. Ah, tapos naputol imong tiil. No, there are cases like that, no? Tumagunsa naman ka, of course you will be aloof din na kay ang imong function naglahi naman. So you will have that identity crisis. So, personal.
Mhm.
How about if masakit ka? Of course, the way you have handled things before you have that kind of sickness, for example, is very different now kanang nagsakit na ka. Hello. So
Yes,
you're
Doc.
experiencing, you're feeling somewhat you're insecure, and then others may have that self-pity. Okay. Much more in the emotion. Labi na, no? The common example is, kanang mamatyan kag loved ones. Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
Doc.
Doc.
Yes, ma'am.
Na-experience sa mabuana? Na?
Yes, Doc.
Yes, Doc.
Ha,
Yes, ma'am.
mamatay
Yes,
kag
Doc.
loved ones. Okay, lahi na jud. Even when you go home, even when you eat, even when you sleep, even when, yeah, mamiss na ni mang isa. That is why na ay mga service, na ay mga somewhat guidance nga mahitabo para kay kung dili ka ka-cope up diyan na maunsa man ka, makuriring sad ka. Diba?
Depressed.
Hello. Did you
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
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 ma'am.
Doc.
yes,
Doc.
ma'am.
cope up ka na
Yes.
siya. Ay okay raman gun. Mga guidance, mga advice. Sige na lang kay nagpahulay naman to siya sa dayo na siya problema. Di ba some others say well, okay. Kay ngano man to lift up our unsa emotion nga down tani ana.
Emotion.
Because if you cannot cope that one, unsa man maing mahitabo, ikaw po.
You'll
An
become
identity crisis. Your
mentally
identity
disturbed, maybe.
crisis can be in different aspects, and there is a change, no? Ma-change ka, ma-change. Especially sa ato na, no? Kato nga, ganing adult na. Sa mga bata, okay na, pero di pa nakaayo. In the teenagers, dili pa kaya pag-change sa ilang life, kung ano man lang, style nila, ang ding physical, nga nasa na yung mga dam sa apple, nag-imins na yung mga to, the breast, no? Di ba? Na sila yung mga mustache, nga na. But sa ato na nadagko, o different na sad ang atong identity crisis. If you will be felt neglected by your husband, di ba? O kay nanguyab ang imong husband, di ba? You will experience crisis, relation, emotional. Klaro, mga gani kung dili maagapan, what will happen? Down. That is why we need guidance and counseling. Counseling. Okay, sige ma'am. Klaro na? Klaro na unsa ning identity crisis?
Klaro na
Yes,
to.
Doc.
Yes, Doc.
Okay. And sometimes it's not only ourselves, but the members of the family and even in the community and even in the organization we belong, malahi kung dili na nato siya ma-cope up. Okay, sige ma'am, move.
Okay, next is the psychosocial theory. Explains changes in self-understanding, social relationships, and one's relationship to society from infancy through later life. So, example of this is um, uh, from since this study is from infancy to adulthood, so every one of us has different environment or family background, so we are being nurtured from different environment, so those environment could affect us in our through our attitude when we get old. So that is why when you observe that someone is naughty or someone is that kind of person, so maybe because of the environment that he or she is being exposed. Okay, so let's continue. So there are 8 stages of psychosocial development. Number one is trust versus mistrust. From infancy to or 0 to 1 year. In this stage, infants develop a sense of trust in their caregivers if their needs are met consistently and responsively. A secure attachment to caregivers foster a sense of safety and reliability. So, infants usually trust their caregivers or their parents because those people are the one who gives or takes care of them and then provide their needs like their milk. So
Sige daw ma'am, tagay na ko
so
example ani ma'am. Example, a real situation, a real situation.
okay, example is when a child is always can milk or her mother when is hungry, her mother would feed him through his her breast milk. So that that need of a child is being fulfilled by his or her mother. That's why it created his trust to his mother that that is his mother is the one who could give and give and provide what he needs and consistently giving what he needs every time he asks of it. That is
Uh-huh.
why it will build his trust.
Okay. If you are going to observe a child from 0 to 1 year, kanang bata mga 3 year at 3 months pa dili pa nakasense. Pag abot di nag 4 months to 5 months. In fact, we have our baby here. Bisan baho sa mama makahibalo na siya. Hello. Ah,
Yes,
Bisan
Tayo,
ang
ma'am.
smell sa iyang mama ug ang smell sa uban na tao makahibalo na siya. That is why pag tan-aw sa imo, mo recognize na siya mo nawong ihatag ganin na nimo ang baby sa imo nga wala ka mga dili na siya muhilak na siya, di ba? Even the way you carry, maghilak na siya. Ha? Maghilak na siya kung ihatag na nimo sa isa lain nga tao, maghilak na siya. Dili na siya muanad, no? Dili siya maanad sa isa kana nga tao. Pangitaon gyud niya ang iyang mama. Kay nga naman, siya na ay trust sa iyang mama. Pa-feel siya sa baho pa lang, labi na gipa-breastfeed sa baho pa lang, maka-feel na siya nga naa siya sa iyang mama rather than the smell, even the smell of other person, no? Kami may baby midri pag mulain ng mukugos, lahi yun maghilak-hilak. Pero pag iyang mama mukugos or kanang somebody nga pirmi niya makit-an mo tan-aw sa imo, makatawa, no? Mo kansa. So, that is between infancy, the trust and mistrust.
That's true.
Okay. Pero sa atong adult, kung ano ng trust, depende na atong trust. Di ba? Depende na nato atong trust na mahitabo. It's not like with this stage infancy nga malahi gyud ang ilang trust. Even the smell lagi, even the smell pangitao na nila. That is why when you are going to a far place and then imong mama, ang bata anad sa mama, padalhan na niya og sinina ang bata o ibilin ang sinina niya. I experienced that one.
Bulingon, ma'am.
For example, will be going away, no? And then the child is left. Ang iyang hinubaan sa iyang mama nga dili labhan, maoy ipa dulog sa bata. Have you experienced that one? Did you hear that?
Yes,
Yes, Doc.
ma'am.
Very true,
Yes.
Doc.
Oo nga, ang iyang sinina nga wala gilabhan for one day, iyang sina, maoy ipadulog sa bata para makatulog ang bata. I experienced that one. Mao na siya ang example diha, ma'am, no? Nga naay security, na siya trust pagdaa sa iyang mama. Kung ano sa kay balo kun iya pa ng mama nga nagkuhan, di ba? So, that is the good example. Move on, ma'am, to the number 2.
Okay. So this is the example. Another example ni siya, Doc. The positive effect when you're taking care of too good, you will turn out too trusting and expect everyone to be nice. So the child would believe that everyone is nice because that is the treatment that his environment is giving to him. Terribly, you develop withdrawal, depression, paranoia, and possibly psychosis or symptoms of kaning those are symptoms that is kanang effect of the mind. They they feel uncomfortable or so the child, even if wala, they do not know who are carrying them, but how the way someone carry or take care of them, they would recognize it. And then if they are mishandled, that
Yeah, that's what
attitude
I
that
give you
they
example kanina lang.
okay po, that attitude that they create would be they could bring that in adulthood if dili siya makorek. Okay, so next is
That's why
sorry.
there was a study. There was a study nga a baby who is breastfed and a baby who is a bottle fed na agyo diferensya. Ah, nagkwaril daw ang bata, ni kasab-an ang bata. Animal ka, hayop ka. Of course, niingon ang bata. Of course, ang ako bayang gimimi kay gikan baya sa kabaw, gikan baya sa baka, gikan baya sa ingana. So, kabaw gyud ko, animal gyud ko. No, there was a story of that, no? So lahi ra jud. Sige, ma'am. Next, ma'am.
Okay. Next is number 2, autonomy versus shame and doubt from early childhood or 1 to 3 years. In this stage, toddlers learn to assert their independence and control over their actions. Successful resolution leads to a sense of autonomy and self-confidence.
Okay, ma'am. Example, ma'am.
So
Dagay
I
lang ko
have
example diretso.
okay, this picture shows an example. So if you let the child do a task for herself, then he would create a self trust or confidence because he or she would think that you trust them. So that would result autonomy. And then if you are keeping on kanang badlungon nimo sila, if they are doing something new, then it would create a shame. They would be kanang maulaw, or they would doubt themselves if their actions are correct or wrong. So they always rely on you if am I doing it right? Am I doing this wrong? So they could not build their kaning own initiative, maybe that way.
Okay, in this stage, ma'am, they are
Okay, so
developing curiosity, no? Curiosity sa ilaha kaugalingon, no? That is why
yes,
kinahanglan eyes and ears gid ka ani nga mga bata. Oh, they don't even know if they're handling the knife. Hmm? Okay. They try to discover, no? Bisag unsa lang ang pangkuti-kutiun, ang pangkaunon, di ba? Magkabat-kabat. Diba? May ka-experience. Kasi may, di ba may mga bata na mo, sa pabring, may mga anak na.
yes, no.
Di ba?
Yes, I have also a kuan toddler doc.
Magkabat-kabat na. And then, okay lang, kabat na siya. Basta, you try to be, nga dili siya ba? Get me? Ah, mayroon siya na,
Yes, doc.
dagan siya. Padagana. Padagana ayaw siya pugni. Pero, nakamagayad siya. Basig ma, unsa. Basig madagma. Pero okay na madagma. Mag-experience siya. Ka-experience siya. No? I-free na nimo sila. Or, nagani mo sa sinina. O, ipa-free nimo siya kung saan niya pag ilis. Di ba? Eh, ayaw sila. Kung magdula sila, okay, padula. Let them experience, but you are there because they do not know yet, no? Kung unsa ang magsiya o dili. So playing with other kids, okay, let them play. Dili ka i-preso nimo siya nga dili ka magduwa-duwa. No. Should not be. Pero you did not know basig pagbagon, basin pang anaon. So mo na diha ang imong responsibility. Okay, sige. Move, ma'am.
Okay. There's another example here, Doc. When young children learn to dress themselves, they often want to choose their own clothes. Even their
Ah,
choices are not ideal for an adult. Allowing them to make
oh,
these choices and dress will give them a sense of independence and control over their own lives. So, um, even at this very young age, we have to uh, let them try to make a choice for themselves. So to be uh, independent.
yeah. Papiliun nimo siya, what clothes do you want? Pag inaw kani, di sige, sa iya, ipag di ka man yan, no. Let them have their, even if their choices are not ideal for adult, allowing them to make these choices, this will give them a sense of independence and control over their own lives. Di ba?
Moves.
Sige, move, ma'am.
Okay, so we have initiative versus guilt, preschool or 3 to 6 years. Children develop a sense of purpose and initiative as they take on new challenges and responsibilities. If they are encouraged in their exploration, they develop a sense of purpose. However, excessive guilt can arise if they feel their actions are improper or they are discouraged from expressing themselves. So when they take action in every time since they are too young, di ba, they are very curious, or they want to play, they want to do this, they want to explore on new skills. Like for example, they want to draw or paint. We should, as parent, you should not kaning pugngan sila, because if you will kaning not allow them to explore, then they will feel that, or they would be discouraged, they will not do it again. They will not try to explore new things because they are afraid that you will get angry. So mo na siya ang consequences if the parent is very kanang grabe ka mag sige ra
Strict.
og
Yeah.
sige ra kuan bantay og mali ana ba dili, they don't give freedom to their kids, so their kids would lose their initiatives. Okay, so I have here another example. If a child decides to dress themselves, they can feel a strong sense of, ay marag nag-repeat na siya. Ay okay, the same scenario but different ang interpretation. The sense of autonomy and ownership over their physical appearance. However, when these efforts are met with criticism, it can emotionally damage them, leaving them feeling guilty and humiliated. Okay, so just what I said, that if the child tried to draw and then nakita sa mother nga, uy, gakalas-kalas lang kag papel. So, if kasab-an niya, kay nga nung nagkalas-kalas, the child would not continue that kind of skill nga iyang gi-try to build. So, stop na siya. Instead na, that is the time nga they will try to explore unsay ilang hobby or unsay ilang kanang like gyud nila. So, ma-stop siya, then mag
Because
murag mahadlok lang sila mo
he
dito.
will felt humiliated na.
Yes.
Maulaw na siya, di na siya mao. Rather, you have to appreciate. Diba? Wow,
Yes. Yes.
kanindot. Even gani, even gani sa adult, kana yung mga husband, palutuon ninyo.
Yes.
O,
It's
in
still
reverse, ikaw
effective
palutuon
in
sa
adult.
husband. Ikaw palutuon. Example lang sa ato na. Palutuon mo yung husband, unya, dili, lami. O tan, unsa man, lami. Suming anak ka na, lami, nindot. Pero, much better siguro kung next time na ay dugang-dugangan na to og asin gamay. Ana balik kay pagkaway lami sa imong niluto oy, di na mo luto. Hello,
Kapit
did you
na
get my
madadat.
did you get my
Yes,
example?
Doc. Mawad aga na.
Yeah. Lab, unsa man ang kundi ta. Nindot pero next time siguro ko na overcook raman siguro so at least ba na ay ingana di kay na unsa naman yung nilutoan mura may bahog sa baboy. Ayaw gingon kay next time di na sila muluto. Did you get my point?
Yes.
Yes, Doc.
Yes,
Correct,
Doc.
Doc.
I've experienced that, Doc.
Ah, na muluto. Kaya in the first place, ikaw ba yung magluto? Diba? Babae. At least, imo sad siyang i-praise. Nga, wow. Nindot man, lami ba yagin, pero murag na overcook. So, next time po siguro, ana-ana. Sige, mauba. O, di ba? Ma-accept siya sa imong uh, advice. Pero yung nga ni mo diretsyon, mga sama ni mong nilutoan eh, mura man nagbahog sa kuno na di na gyud na muluto.
Ito.
Sige, next ma'am. Not only in the children but also us.
In adults. Okay, number 4. Industry versus inferiority, school age, or 6 to 12 years. During this stage, children engage in formal education and other structured activities. Success in meeting academic and social challenges leads to a sense of competence and industry, while failure or consistent criticism can result in feeling of inadequacy and inferiority.
Example, ma'am.
So, uh, at this time when the child is started to go to school, um, they would feel
Ma'am, ang example
uh
nga tinuod nga nahitabo sa imong classroom. Naa ni naa.
and okay. So when the child performs, right, like for example, I tried to let them write an essay, and then one of the child got a highest score or perfect score, while the other one is got only 80 or 70, which is not that high or failed. So the child who got a perfect score would feel the self confidence or the feeling of success, while the other one who got low score would feel insecure or feel that he is not that capable for this
So as a
kind
teacher,
of
what will you do?
activity.
As a teacher,
So
what will
as
you
a
do?
teacher, I will advise the child that not everyone is can do it perfectly. So he must try to study or read some, like for example, read he must read more in English so that he could write it very well, and then he must also um mo to siya mo to siya daw kanang mag-study hard.
The real example
I will
in
accept.
okay, come on. The real example in the classroom setting is when you tolerate, for example, kana bitang election of officers. Hello,
Okay, Doc.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Doc.
di ba? English Club, President, Lord. Mapi Club, President, Lord. No? You should have to spread the butter. That is why pag moabot ang time nga mga sila lang ma'am, sila bita permi leader, kami dili baya mi mga leader. Wala man mi napansin. No. Kay ikaw pod nga teacher, gusto pod nimo nga mo-excel na sila pero how about remember each individual, each student has the talent. Wala lang na nimo na discover kay wala nimo sila gitagaan og chance. You are not giving them the chance. Kaya ang imong sa utok, nira sa kanang mga bright, sa mga bright, kanisa mga bright. No, you should not do that. That is why, in giving assignment, ah, ipalider po ning, kuan, dili kaayo bright. Ah, ipalider na ninyo. Dili kayang ipalider ang mga, kuan. Did you get what I mean? Ah,
Yes, Doc.
Yes, ma'am.
you have to give a chance to these students. Dili lang kayang inyo lang mo kang bibig, ang kana lang mga, though we need to rely kay mayo gid pero let them perform. Let them perform. Discover their unsa man? Discover their potentials. Discover their talents. Oh, dili kay pag kani mong leader, okay. For example, in the grouping of group activity, i-assign mo siya pagka-lead. Bisa siya ang lead, siya ang leader. Diba? Maningkamot na siya. So from that, you are giving them the chance to be acknowledged by other classmates. Wow, siya na leader. Ah. Okay, there is no leader here. Everybody is leader. I want that we lead through the help of ani. Kani siya, ikaw to. Di ba mingon sila, lead lagi ko ni ma'am. So, sa iyang feeling, unsa man, important siya. Ma-feel niya nga, importante day ko. Nagod ko papel, bisag dili ko bright. Ah, di kay, ang leader sa sweeper, si Lord. Ang leader sa gardening, si Lord. Ang leader sa si Lord. Dili ta pwede. Let us spread and let us give them also their responsibilities. Klaro? Hello, when you go
Yes.
back ha, dili
Yes,
nga
Doc.
ana.
Yes, Doc.
No, so kay nga naman, di na sila maging ano lang na sila permanente. Imo na nga nga, oh, ikaw, Adi lang ko ma'am, sila lang ma'am. There are children who will do that. Sila lang ma'am kay maulaw man ko ma'am kay why? Because kaniban unta sila ang imong i-develop kay kaning mga tagas-tagas na they are developed naman. Oh. Kani sila wala pa may na-develop. Mao na siya ang imong need to develop. Para na sa ato, you don't like to be assigned in the lower section. Kay naanad ka sa highest section. Ang imong achievement diyan na mama, ang imong fulfillment dili na kay daanan na sila bright. But if you will be assigned in the lower section, ko not read, at the end of the year, kaning wala nakaread tanan, sangko sa langit imong kalipay di ana, and they owe you very much. Klaro? Hello?
Yes, Doc.
Doc.
Yes, Doc.
Okay, Ma'am Roxanne, you're raising your hand.
Ay, sorry. Yes. Yes, Doc. That's
You want to
clear
say
po.
something?
Nothing po, Doc.
Okay.
That's correct.
Wherein, mauni dapat ang inyong i-develop. No? Ang inyong i-develop ay kadturaman. That is why bitaw during our contest, di ba, nag-simultaneous na ang science, ang sports, di ba, sa atong DepEd, di ba? Para dili kay si Lord may contestant sa sport, si Lord may contestant sa journalism, si Lord dili pwede mag-ingana. So let us develop also their hidden potentials, their hidden talents of these students who are shy. No? Kaya may nga sa, sus katugid si Ma'am Pasinyo, maugid to'y nakapa bida-bida na hantod karon di gid ko mauwaw. Di ba? They are the children in school that needs attention. They are the children in school that needs to be developed, that needs to have our concern. Klaro?
Yes, Doc.
Sige na,
Yes,
go
Doc.
na.
Okay, fifth is identity versus role confusion or adolescents from 12 to 18 years. Adolescents seek to establish a
Okay,
clear
ma'am, ayan
sense
na
of
ma'am. Tagay lang kong example, ma'am.
options essential. Wait lang dapat.
Sige, example lang
Identity
diretso.
versus role confusion is maybe for me is how they identify themselves if they are straight or they are kanang bisexual or ingana na akong kuandok.
Okay? Aha.
They're confused, especially doc if they are kana bitang broken family in their home. So usually this kaning a member of a broken family usually are kaning the one who are kaning confused if how they will act in the society because maybe they are lacking of father, so I will be the father of my family. So
Even
just like
magani
that,
ka mo,
they will miss.
okay, even ka mo, you will be sometimes confused. Ako naman siguro ang inatay. Saan yung inatay, ma'am? Ina at saka tatay. Oh, sometimes. Dili ta.
That
No?
is true.
Dili masabtan. Kay kita kung naginikanan, wala ta ka sabot. Because we don't even know. Kaya wala man ta nag-agi ko daani. So kita, uy, naunsa naman ka? Wala man po ka nag-agi, ana. But even if we did not experience, no, basta ta, mga anta, maka-guide yun ta sa iya. Maka-guide ta sa ila. Ha? Then, naapay mga ginikanan about the deciding their future. No?
Ay,
Deciding our career. Di ba na yung mga ginikanan nga? Dong, ang akong gusto, magmaestra ka. Maestra na lang. Charot. Di ba, have you heard that? Yang bata,
Yes,
dili siya. Pugso nimo dili.
dapat dili.
Kung sino mo dili, kay imong gusto ka magmaestra man dyan, di man siya ganahan. Kung sino mo dili,
Dili.
others. Kung sino mo dili,
Dili.
should not be. Pero you are there to give the ani magidong kaming ana. Dili ako gustong ka maestra. Bantay ka lang. Di ka maka-eskwela. Ah, ina. Diba? As a mother, you are there. This is my experience. I have only one child, a daughter, and I have only one grandchild. Lalaki lang. So kanya akong anak na lalaki, kanong apo na lalaki, nag-serve siya sa Holy Redeemer, sa Kristan, assistant sa pare. Pero lahi mi og relihiyon. Ako yung UCCP, yang mama UCCP, pero dingadto na kay dito sila gikalsal sa embada sa unsa di sa Katoliko. Pero ang akong apo gikuha po pag sa Kristan dito. But I did not say, ayaw dito kay rong na dito diri ka sa ako. No. Kung nasa sila, anyway, religion cannot save, di ba? So, dito siya. So, nakita na ko, pag abot na niya sa grade 12, graduate na. Wala pa siya nakagraduate, kipawatan ako. Unsa man na, magpari ka. Kaya iya maging gusto magpari. Ikaw, impas mga langit, gang, di nasani ka katog ako ka, magpari man, ha? That's the reality, kung nagpari siya. Are you listening? Are you listening?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Doc.
Yes, Doc.
Magpari siya. Ayan, so, sige. So, kami ni Ging, siyang mama ka na, Ging, suportahan na to magpare. Kaya pa man iyang gusto. Then eventually, sabi ko, yun na, kung magpare ka na, so, sige. Then eventually, siguro sa environment, sa mga iyang mga friends, pwede magpare, niingon na po siya na, mami, magpuan lang ko, mami. Magpulis. Ha? Magpulis. O, sakto pa height. O, sige, ikaw. Kung ako, kung saan ka masaya, suportahan ta ka. And then, pero ang ako ging gusto is magsiman siya. Before, sa magsiman lang ka na kay nagkana may makukan sa imo, may makabout sa imo nga kung magsiman ka na anay makatabang sa imo like this ana. Kadili ko mami, uy. Mo to nga magpare siya. At the time confused na siya kung ingon siya iyang mama, pagpulis na lang. Tapos ingon na po, ay dili na lang pag engineer na lang na. O di gani pag maestro. O wala na siya. Hangtod karon ang iyang gikuha is nautical. So di ba? So you are there to support, you are there to guide. But ayaw pa nga ang gusto na ko may nga mauna ana. Eh, iya man ang choice. No, you're giving him the choice. Para magkaunsa-unsa, ikaw man ang nagbuot nga kuan. Ikaw man ang nagbuot ani nga
Course.
manako course. O di ba? But then and then ikaw man ang knowledgeable kung sa mga bad o sa mga advantage o na nga makaayuhan. You are there to guide, di ba? Na kung sa pamana o niya. Sige. Tagani mo pros and cons. So, nag-nautical mo siya. Wala bawi ayon siya lagi mimi. See? Ana na siya. So, we are not we are there to guide, but we will not let them mo na ang kuhaon. Ayaw. Okay, there are those baya nga failure because it's the choice of the mother.
Parents.
Nakakuha mo na nga reality, wala nagtinuhay. Ang uban pagyod nagpakamatay.
Yes, Doc. Even kanang sa pag-choose og ninyo ang Doc na ay uban nga ipugos
Yes.
nila. Then mo tong mulayas. Ang uban mulayas.
Nagtaban, Doc. Nagtaban.
Diba? Dili man ikaw makigminyo, pero you are there to guide. Continuously guide. Give advice. Makuha na siya. Diba? Ay sa pagpanyo doon kaya na. And on their way, nga wala ni mo na ingana, on their way, na ay mga changes na mahitabo. Diba? O, na ay mga changes na mahitabo. Minyo, ay sus, asa naman ang minyo dong, kung makatapos na ka, eskwela lang isa. So, so on their way, makuha na sa bata, bitaw puno, makuha na siya, plus the environment, plus the so, na siya, naka-think siya. Klaro? Ay mo pagbuot?
Yes, Doc.
Yes, Doc.
Sige ma'am, go.
Okay, so Next is intimacy versus isolation. So, my example for this is if in that age, since it is adulthood stage, so a person will try to find his or her partner in life. So, dihan na sila mag-find og someone who will be with them into their future until they get old. So, if this stage from 18 to 40 years old, they won't find that kind of, or the one that they would love forever, then they would be isolated, or they would choose the stage of isolation. But their choices is affected by their past experiences. So for example, intimacy is kanang they are like for example in their family, uh they were left by their father. So there is unfulfilled love from the child. So makuan siya, mangita siya og someone who could fulfill that kind of love. Then
The other way
or
around,
it
ma'am.
might,
The other way around, it can happen. Ah,
yes po,
for example, they
yes
stand as
po,
the mother or as the father in the family. So sometimes may na siya nga, ah, di na lang dai ko magminyo kay lisod man di ay ang magminyo ngay ngani. Hey, and
yes
at the other way, umayon po siya. May pag maminyo na lang ko kay wala man ko kasabot sa akong role ako naman no ngay ngana, di ba? So there must be a negative and positive. Ing
yes
ana,
doc,
no? Ing ana. Ang uban magpabilin nga di na gid magminyo. Ang uban ay pag magminyo kay maara man gihapon ang akon paingnanay ani naman noon tanan. So they have to, ano nga na, they will be given the right track, the right by the counselor or by the parent itself. But how can the parents give counsel kung siya po number one nga counselonon? So it's not easy. No, it's not easy to be a mother and to be a teacher. Eh, kita ba yung second mother?
yes doc,
No? So feelings, kung failure ka makahimo, di mo ma-guidean, di mo ma-counsel og ayo. So the result is feeling of loneliness and isolation. Okay, ma'am. Next, ma'am.
so this is like the picture show. Lonely gid basta dili siya mag choose og someone. So next is generativity versus stagnation or middle adulthood, 40 years to
Do you
65
believe
years.
that life begins at 40?
Yes, doc. Maybe because mabalik daw ilang habit ana doc if katong sa younger age pa nila, like for example doc kay kanang babaero daw pag abot og 40 kay mobalik daw na ilang pagkababae.
Ah,
Or
that's
ang na-miss nila nga opportunity, like kaminya man sila, so pagbalik nila nga dili na kaayo ate manonon ang babies ay ilang mga anak, so they would go back to their basic life.
so that is why enjoy what you can do now. Enjoy
Yes,
what you can do now. Before, this is a true experience. I used to drink, I used to smoke, I used to go to bars, I used to go to disco, and I used to go to okay, broken home man ko, broken family man ang akong kuan. Nag-separate na ko sa akong husband. Karon totally separated ito naman sa sa laing kalibutan. So, I did not experience going to disco, I did not experience with barkadas because I got married when I was 16 years old. Wala akong ka-graduate sa high school. But because of my perseverance, because of my determination to finish my study, na scholar ko, And then I got pregnant. Padayon nga po kog eskwela because I am really determined to finish. But the rest of my siblings, the rest of my brothers and sisters, I was the only, out of 9 siblings, I was only the professional. The rest of them. And I am the eldest. No? Ako. So, pag, pag break up na ako sa kong husband, pagbuwag mi, didto na ko ni muraganig nagbahis. Muraganig ni ko ana. So, I go to this
Pabuhi.
every night. I go to swimming every night. Nya ang cellphone adto kay kana pa ganing cellphone nga naay murag na ay mana kanang na gani murag sungay-sungay na adto. Yan ang mga butik-uwok kitaw kipaya. Magsakit akong buot kung dili ko ka nightlife. I went to school, hubog-hubog pa ko. Magdala pa kong sigarilyo, mag-smoke-smoke ko dito sa CR. But, wala na akong ipabayaan akong klase. Ako ang pinakasayo mga sa eskwelahan, ang pinakasayo mag-submit o mga project, ang pinakanindo tog eskwelahan. Kana si Gracia Lor, kabalo na siya when she was in Bisisat. Ako, So, because of I did not pass those experiences, nigara ko. Nigara. I used to disco, I used to drink, pirmi mahubog, wa lagi, kada kuan. So, in my part, in my age now, because I will be 60 this November. 16 ako, senior citizen ako ha. So, niingon ko, I really felt for me, and I'm not so sorry for those things that I've done. Mingon ako, sakto lang yun siguro. Nga at before those age, niagi kog ing ana. Kay lisod pod og karon pa ko mag-iniyat-iyat nga sa isinta na. Hello, are you listening? I am
Yes, Doc.
thankful
Doc.
na kanto na experience. Mo nga na sila.
Yes, ma'am.
So man nga babae mi nga na po dayon So man bayana oy nga mura naka-short lang naka-spaghetti may pagkusos sa akong panahon. Wala ra kaday. Di ba? I can say that to myself. So man ka parla inom pa sigarilyo. May ako gidana sa una. Grabe pa ko na sa una. O di ba? O pala uya ba ako gid niadto. Grabe gyud ko ana. So I passed those and I did not regret because it gives lesson, no? So karon nga medyo ko ana punta, no? Matured na adult na. Lisod pod ko mag-spaghetti pa ko mga eskwelahan, mag-short pa ko mga eskwelahan. Unya mag sa kalsada magbarag-barag ko kay nahubog. Lisod kaayo no? Unsa naman yung tiguangan na igat naman yung babaeng igat, o di ba? So I'm thankful nga ako na. So what you can do today, do it. No, ingana lang yun. Advice ko din ako sa inyo, do it. Do it. Pero with limitations, kaya na po mo magwarak-warak na yun as in, di ba? Do it. Because, no, we shall pass this world but once. Di ba? Pasing mo kanta na lang mo, kung maibabalik ko lang. Pasing magkanta na lang mo, ana. Unya, nag-50 ka na, unya, nag-55 ko na mayong ka. Tilawan ko daw ning magsigarilyo, bi. At iwas, unsa man imong family, unsa naman taon ka. Tilawan daw rin ako mag-inom-inom, bi. Adili na. Did you understand? Okay. So what you can do it. Nag-iingon. You shall pass this world but once. Any good therefore that you can do to your fellow men or any creature, do it now. No? Do not defer nor neglect it, for you shall pass this world at once. So kung sa imo mahimo nga mga maayo, himo ana. Para sa imo nga experience, himo ana. Kay dili na mabalik ang panahon. Correct?
Correct,
Yes,
Doc.
Doc.
Isip po mag-short ko niya, nangunot na akong legs, mga tuko sa langihan, unya magpa-sleeveless. Naman ni bulo ng tiguwang naman yun. Pero unsa naman ni? Ikaw ang katawaan. That's it, no? Sa adulthood na middle 40 to 65 years old. So fulfilled na ka. No, failure to do so may lead to feeling of stagnation and unfulfillment. So, makainga na gani ka nga kung maabot ka 60 mo batang I have done everything. Now that I am retired, no, down na enjoy life to the fullest, not to the fullest, di ba? Enjoy na ka. Nagian naman mo pero wala ka kaog ice cream ni adto nya karon pa ka mo kaog ice cream panamala na madiabetes nakawa na kay panahon, di ba? Oh, so ay
Yes.
ana lang. Og wa ka agig tupis ni adto. Nya karon adto ko swimming pool nya magtupis ka kalay na tan-awon, di ba? Hello. Did you get what I mean?
Yes,
Enjoy.
Yes,
ma'am.
Doc.
Yes,
Kaya pa ninyo magtupis, go! Yun sa man mo, di ba? At least once in your lifetime, nakatupis ka. Di kami nung ka nga, di ko nag-agi di ana, rong ka. Rong ka. Okay, sige na ma'am, move.
Okay.
So ma'am, daw ang question ma'am, hida ma'am, katong nga question ma'am. How can, sunod na,
How can I contribute to the world?
the world? O, wa na, tiguwang nakawa na.
Lonely
What?
kayo, walay anak, walay magmana.
Wala. Yes. O, tapos, maingon na lang ka kung maibabalik ko lang.
Hmm.
Okay.
Memories na taman.
Yeah.
So, 8 is integrity versus despair. During this final stage of life, older adults reflect on their past and evaluate the meaning and significance of their lives. A sense of integrity arises when they feel satisfied with their accomplishments and experiences, while despair can emerge if they harbor regrets and a sense of unfulfilled life.
Yeah.
So, we would really face the consequences of the consequences of our decisions. So if we decided, like for example, you decided to get married and have children, then you will
Do
enjoy
it.
the rest.
Yeah.
While if you decided to be alone, then you will suffer, or maybe I don't know if some will enjoy this, but usually they will regret
Ako,
because
it came to me ba ya?
uh,
It came to me. Ako, no? Sa ako, no? It came to me. Yan ako, sus, may pag nagdaghan kong anak, no? Kay bibo man dahil nagdaghag anak, no? Pero sa man ako mag-anak, nagbuwag man po ko. Di ba? O. Ano yun, kaya hindi ka nag-anak. Pero pag nakakita ko ang daghanak nga wala gipag-ayon, so agay, sakto ra gyud nga isa na akong anak, di ba? if you can see happy family, nakainga ka na. How I wish I had my 3 children or 4 children. Diba? Anak, 3 children. Kana makita ko mga family nga malipayon, nga. Pero if I can see family nga nagpasagdan nga daghang anak mo namin ko, sus, sakto ra jud na isa ra akong anak. Di ba? Ang anak lang ng life, di ba? So karon, you will become a grandparent, oh. Wala ni ang inyong ibutang sa inyong una-una. Kay kung fulfilled na ta, naghanatang mga apo, of course, ay mubata na pud ra ba kuno ta, no? Ang atong lifespan sa kalibutan is pila gani? Sa ato, it is only
60 ang kuandok ang woman.
pila?
60 ang akong last na kuan sa babae do. Ay
Aha.
ay sa lalaki
Napa?
man siguro to.
Nga bonus
Kay
na
hago
gani
magod ang trabaho nila. 60 ang
65, mga tug 70. Kaya uban gani mga mata yung 40 pa, di ba? So, kung 60 na ka, okay. So kung na ka 65, 70 bonus na sa imo, di ba? Di ba? Bonus na sa Ginoo. Yeah. So kita ko no kung na ko tay mga apo, sabi na fulfilled na ta, kung bisita ta sa atong mga apo nga, we bring something for them. Atong mga anak, sige na, wow, na si mami lang, wow, na si lula, maglungbaan ay na sila bless sa imo, ug sagon ko na nimo, kung hingot iko, sadlay akong buhok, pala man kay, you are bringing something to them. Pero kung wala gani ka, madangarang ka pa lang, maingon ako ng mga anak, ang mga apo, manago ta, kaya na po ning wakwak. Diba? So, I don't want that it will happen to us. No? So, if you're fulfilled, then happy na ka. And then, may naman gani ka, sus, kanos abak kukuhaon ni Lord. Di ba? Happy naman ko. Ang uban, may pa, Lord, ayaw, siya kong kuhaan, Lord. Kaya wala pa nakatapos si kuhaan, Lord. Wala pa. Di ba? Hello. Di ba? Have you heard that?
Yes, Doc.
Yes po.
Yes, ma'am.
Ay uban nga, loob mo pa ha na yung taon ko. That's it. Sige, ma'am.
Okay, so there are two kaning the the success and the failure. So success, an elderly man feels satisfaction that he raised moral children and loved his wife as best as he could. While in failure, an elderly man wishes he got a second chance, reflecting on the mistakes in his marriage and the years he wasted drinking. So, naagid
Oo.
siya consequences in
Kung
every.
napay second chance, wala na second chance, di goodbye.
So, wala na. Di na mulingi iyang anak. Kay nagdumot.
Mm.
Okay, so, uh, that, those, this ends the kaning Eric Erickson's report. So, napay next ani, but we will read the quote. Your children will become who you are, so be who you want them to be. So,
Okay.
if we want them to be good, then we should show them on how to be good.
Alisod pod ang saging mamuwak og mangga.
Lagi daw.
Ha? Lisod pod ang mangga mamuwak og apple.
Oo.
Right? Sige.
Yes, daw.
Sige, ma'am. Go with the second topic.
Okay, classical conditioning. Type of learning that occurs through association between stimuli and responses. It was first studied extensively by Ivan Pavlov, a Russian psychologist in the early 20th century. Classical conditioning involves pairing a neutral stimulus with an unconditioned stimulus to create a conditioned response. So here's the
No, as I said, kani bitang mga foundation of education, the theories of the different kinahanglan studyhan din ninyo kay when you have your thesis magamit din na ninyo siya. Ha? Maidwan auto katong mga Pavlov, katong mga Sigmund Freud, katong mga ana magamit gyud na ninyo. No? Magamit din na ninyo siya. You will be relating
okay.
that way to solve the problem. Sige.
Here are the key concepts of classical conditioning. Number one, unconditioned stimulus. This is stimulus that naturally and automatically triggers a response without any prior learning. For example, in Pavlov's classic experiment, the food served to dogs was an
Okay na number
unconditioned.
one na mga example, no? Kana sige, Pavlov, sige.
Okay, wait. So we have the
Ma'am,
unconditioned. Ay,
ma'am,
ma'am, sa
number one
ma'am.
pa, ma'am. Number one pa, ma'am.
Ay, sorry.
Sige, unconditional stimulus, sige.
Um, where every time the dog would saw the food, it would automatic, automatically react to what he see. So second is the unconditioned response. This is the innate response that is elicited by the unconditioned stimulus without any prior learning. In Pavlov's experiment, dogs' salivation in response to food was the unconditioned response. Okay, so since the dog saw the food, then he unconditionally responds, which is nag-show siya og salivation. Wala na niya gituyo, but mo na siya automatic response every time he see a food. So here's the picture. Okay. Next is neutral stimulus. This is a stimulus that initially does not evoke the response of interest. In Pavlov's experiment, a neutral stimulus could be the sound of metronome or a bell before it becomes associated with food. So neutral stimulus is the dog will not react on every time he hear or see that thing or that the one that you show them. So no response, neutral stimulus. Fourth is conditioned stimulus. The neutral stimulus becomes a conditioned stimulus when it is paired with the unconditioned stimulus, resulting in a learned association. After conditioning, the conditioned stimulus alone can elicit a response similar to the unconditioned response. So every time that the dog will hear the bell, then it is paired or it is associated with food, then the dog will react. So the dog now is and so di ba gaina is the bell is unconditioned stimulus, but it is now associated with food though.
Ma'am,
So
it
that
is not
is
a bell, but it's a whistle. Whistle man ang
ay
imo.
sorry. Ay sorry doc. It's a whistle de ay. Bura mag
It's a
it's
bell.
a whistle. So when the whistle is associated with the food, then the dog is now attracted with the whistle.
Okay. If there is a food,
If there is a whistle, then
makakita ang dog sa food, mo salivate na siya, di
ah,
ba? Mo
yes,
magsaliva gina siya.
yes, doc.
Okay, hello. Kung naay food without even whistle, ang dog maglaway-laway na, no? Kaya because ang food it leads him to unsa? Mag salivation
Salivation.
siya, di ba? Pero kung kuhaon ng food, mag-whistle lang siya o bell, no reaction sa dog, di ba?
Yes,
Ito.
yes,
Pero
doc.
kung naay whistle, kung naay food, maglaway-laway ang iro dili.
Maglaway, doc.
Okay, maglaway siya ang iro. Okay, that's it. Mao na siya ang buti pasabot ana.
Okay, so the fifth is conditioned response. This is the learned response that occurs as a result of conditioned stimulus. It is similar to the unconditioned response but is now triggered by the conditioned stimulus alone. In Pavlov's experiment, the salivation in response to the sound of the metronome or bell became the conditioned response. So here's the picture. Ah, dire wrong, narade. Okay, so after conditioning, the dog when hears the whistle, he will show salivation because he knows that when there is a whistle or when he could hear the whistle, it
Ano man,
is
na-condition naman
associated
iyang
with
mind,
food.
na-condition na iyang mind
Yes,
that every time he hears a whistle, magkauna siya.
yes.
Okay. Parehagit po na sa ato, if ang bell gani mag ano alas 11 ti pangulia, di ba ang mga bata matagaw magsagit-sagit yehe yehe, di ba? Pero kung mag-bell ka og samot mga 8 o'clock, mga 9 o'clock, mawa sila kabalo, di ba? Magtanga-tanga, hala nang ano nag-bell man, di ba? Pero kung mag-bell
Yes,
nagtinguli, mo sa mga mga uli na, di ba? Mo react sila, mo respond sila. Ano na siya?
yes, Doc. Okay, another example is the milk and the baby. So when the baby saw a milk or see a milk, then he would maybe show or be happy or maglaway siya kay gusto siya mututoy na. And then when the baby will saw only his mother, he will not be attracted because there is no food. But if the mother will bring the milk, then the baby will be happy or contented because he know that he will be fed by his mother. Then after conditioning the baby when he will saw his mother, he know that he will be fed with the milk. Oh, the same scenario gihapon siya, Dok.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so the last before I will end my report, I will leave a quote. The more you know yourself, the more patience you have for what you see in others, by Eric Erickson.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. So,
Thank you, Doc.
uh, this kind of theories which is related to guidance and counseling, you have learned this in your MAID 102. Diba? So, it's the same also when you counsel, na-condition na ang bata na every 8:30 before mag-counsel, mag-kaon din na siya. Mga pakauno nimo. So, the next day, nag-expect na siya kaya nag-condition na siya. And then, pag 8:30 wala pa siya nakakaon niya, nag-counsel mo, matingala na siya. No? Matingala na siya. You need to explain. You need to explain. Parehagi po na sa ato. Kung tingtulog na to, alas 9, paabot sa alas 9, katulogong ka, dili.
Dili, Dok.
Ha?
Kay
Kung
giset naman ang mind.
mo schedule, katulog ka, dili. Katulogong ka, dili.
Katulogon, Dok. Mo na
Tulog ako, Dok.
mag-schedule.
No, katulugon ka, di ba? Kaya mo man imo tig-schedule na condition naman, di ba?
Condition, yes. Naanad na, Dok.
Condition naman, naanad na ka. You are used of doing it. That is why, kung moabot na nga time, pangitao na nimo siya. Oh. Ano lang. So if you are conditioned to come to school, condition not to come to school late, magkarakara ka na kung ang oras, hapit na ka malate. Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
Dok.
ma'am.
Okay. Pero na-condition nimo yun, okay lang, mga tug alas 8. Matingapog ka kung mga tug alas 7. If you are conditioned, it will make your habit na. Di ba? Nahimo na nan imo siyang habit. O mahimo
Yes,
na
ma'am.
mahimo na siya mong attitude. Mahimo na ng attitude. Okay? So, sa yun lang ang operant, no? Learning theory, no? The conditioning, the classical conditioning. So, ma-condition na gid ka. Okay. So, any questions? Any clarifications? Hello?
Dok,
Hmm.
na-check na mo akong midterm, Dok.
Yeah. Don't worry. I was not able. Siguro karon ma-check na ko. I did not bring laptop. I did not bring also. I did not open this day. Don't worry. Basta nakapas na ka.
Yes, Dok. Thank you, Dok.
Sige. Sige. Any questions? Any queries?
And so far po,
Okay, Sir Vern. Are you still there, Sir Vern? Napas na ni mo, Vern, ang example, Vern? Aha. Okay. So, you will be discussing this time about on your culmination program. So again, tomorrow we still meet, di ba? Wednesday pa man ugma, no?
Dok.
Okay. Though we have our virtual meeting at 1 to 5, pero virtual raman about i-open na po ang ALS sa senior high school. Or senior high school, i-open na sa bang ALS. So I
Oo,
will be
ma'am. Matutundingon, ma'am.
I will be attending a meeting. We will have a meeting. If you are the coordinator there, we will be attending a meeting at 1 to 5 p.m. tomorrow. So, magkaklase gihapon ta. So, makareport si Ma'am Sagot.
ako, Dok. Yes, Dok.
Yes, ikaw. Then on Thursday is the start of our orientation sa BMIF. Basic Education, Monitoring and Evaluation, BMIF. So, Siguro, di na pala siguro mag 5:30. So, siguro, makaklase ta, kung makadugay-dugay mo yung madismiss, mga 6 o'clock, okay lang. Hello? Ma'am Sagot, ha? Okay.
Ugma ko, Dok. Si Mamulyo po
On
sa Huwebes.
sa Thursday. And our schedule is, on Friday, we will have the oral defense of your action plan, di ba, as our exam, right? Sa Friday. Is why, dili man ta ka Friday, kay second day man na namo sa Grand Palace. So I am requesting you to have the exam Friday evening. 5:30 ta, o 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, gamay raman mo. So, you will be presenting your action plan here. You will be presenting your action plan here. And then, okay, presenting nyo, i-read ninyo what, are you starting making your action plan? Be specific with the issue that you are going to base your action plan. Dili kay general ha. Specific yun ka kung bullying ka ba o unsa ba. Be specific yun ka. So from that you will be presenting, and that from that of course you will be reporting individual here. And then from that, after your I will be asking some sort of questions, di ba? So muna na siya. So 6 to 8 siguro, and then 8 to 9 na is our culminating program. Klaro? So we will not meet on Friday morning and Friday afternoon. Klaro? But I will tell Laverne to have that on Friday. Okay. So yung ana lang kay kinsa naman po as mas unta kung ano muna ni karon 28 ba? 28 sa Friday, no? 28
Yes,
sa
po.
Friday.
Yes po.
I just don't know if makasibat ko, because together with your mom Gracia, magninang mi sa 28 sa hapon, Diyos ko.
28 Friday nila.
Friday man ang 28, no?
Yes po, Doc.
Yes,
Oh,
Dok.
ma'am.
28 Friday.
Yes po.
Po.
Magninang mi sa imong mama Grace.
Uy.
Napatay. Na naman siguro invitation. To na siya invitation. Kaya naman sa akong invitation. Napatay yun sa. Sige lang,
Green, green, ma'am.
sige lang, kabasig makasibat ra ko di ana. Patay. Alas 2 ra ba? Alas 2. Sige, ambot unsaon ko na siya. Mo na gingon, kung duha equally important, one will suffer and the other one will no pursue. Sige. Ginoo ko unsaon na lang na.
Ay,
Pero-
dili na face to face atong Friday, ma'am.
Ha?
Face to face man na atong Friday po, no?
Dili na lagi ta mag face to face. Gracia, naminaw ka, wala na ta mag-meet
Ay,
face
dili
to
nga
face.
ba?
Even sa culmination po, Doc?
Agkoy, wag gid ni siya naminaw sa ako.
Ay, naminaw man ko, ma'am, pero abi ko abi na ko kanang mag face to face.
Dili na ganit na mag face to face, kaya na ako'y meeting 2 days. Sa BMIP, 27 and 28, Thursday and Friday. So sa Thursday, makaklase pa ta, di ba? Hapon.
Yes, ma'am.
Gabi. Pero, basig malate-late ta, kay basig dugay po mi dito i-dismiss sa Grand Palace. Okay? Pagka Friday, which is supposedly our face-to-face, dili na kay mag-seminar pa man ko. Klaro.
Yes,
Um,
Kung ganahan mo mag face-to-face, sa Lunes na mag face-to-face. O sige, okay ra.